Hey guys, in this video we're going to be talking about our first video of the design system course that a lot of you have been requesting, and the first thing that we're going to be tackling is perhaps one of the most crucial building blocks of any website, UI application, whatever it is, which is basically typography. I may even use typography, or not even may, I would be using typography throughout while creating this design system, even creating some of the templates for the design system, so it makes sense to tackle typography right off the bat. So if you basically are within Figma, you don't have to go outside for any resources. If you still want to go to some websites, you can go to Typescale, which we will be referencing within Figma as well. But if you are in Figma, you don't have to. So in order to create the typography scale that you need to build a website or UI application, you basically need to go ahead and download two plugins. So you're going to go into the browse plugins, and then you can go and search for typography. And once you've searched for that, you basically need these two plugins. So you need the Typescales plugin and you need the Typography Style Guides plugin. So once you have these two plugins, you're ready to go. And I'm just going to switch to my Figma, obviously, and we're going to go and open the Typescales plugin. And basically what this plugin does, it is just a mathematical way of generating your type scale. It first of all asks you what your base size is going to be, like your base font size, and you can consider this the body font size. And for, let's say, blog applications, the body font size may be bigger, 18, 20 or something. For websites, it may be large. For, let's say, data specific UI applications, it may be 14, but you can use 14 or 16. I would prefer if you stick with 14 or 16. After you've done that, you can basically determine what the scale would be, like how large or small the percentage of difference would be between these font sizes. So as a default, I would personally recommend you, especially if you're focusing on UI elements, I would personally prefer you either to stick with major third, minor third, or major second. Minor second gets too small while the other ones get too large for me personally. But again, if you're designing websites that have really huge headings, so on and so forth, you can definitely try some of the later ones as well. But for this particular thing, I'm actually going to consider the major second one. And the reason for that is I really like the way that it rounds off some of the elements. I can start with 14 as well as the base size, because I personally think that that's a fine base size. I can have 16 too, and I'm actually going to have 16 as one of the large base sizes as well. So we have 11, 12, 14, 16, and these are going to be our body sizes. Obviously the 11 and 12 aren't going to be the body sizes, they're going to be smaller sizes. And then above that, we're going to have an 18 pixel. This is going to be our H5 or H6, H4, H6, H5, H4, H3, H2, and H1. And I think, I think we're missing one element particularly here. So we're going to say this is going to be our H6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we basically have everything covered. If you need your H1 to be slightly larger than that, then obviously you can change or bump up the scale. But I think for this particular course, I think this particular font size that we're seeing in front of us should be sufficient. So let's just go ahead and generate it. So now that we've clicked on generate, we basically have all of these text elements created in front of us. One important thing to note here is that these text elements aren't necessarily text styles yet. So you have to go ahead and create text styles for them. So I can go ahead and just do that in front of you. So this is going to be our extra small size. And you can obviously decide what you want to name them. I personally like the tailwind variation of it, where it's extra small, small, and then base, and then large. And then I like to go forward with headings. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the extra small and regular here. You can also go ahead and generate some of the other font weights as well, like extra small, regular, extra small, medium, extra small, bold, so on and so forth. But I'm just going to go ahead and do it with regular right now. And then if I require, let's say, some of the other weights, I can go ahead and do that too. Usually you do require them, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that as well in front of you. So we have the small / regular, then we have the base / regular, then we have, this is going to be our large, size, which is obviously something that we're still going to be using for our body styles as well. So this is going to be our large/regular. And afterwards, we're basically going to go ahead and configure our heading style. So this is going to be heading 6/regular. This is going to be heading 5/regular. This is going to be heading 4/regular. And then similarly, heading 3/regular. Heading 2/regular, and then heading 1/regular. So now that you have all of these styles created, you can obviously go ahead and you can add all of these above ones in actually, for example, let's say another folder if you want. So I can create another folder. These are going to be our body styles, and I can go ahead and I can group these, and I can say these are going to be our heading styles. If you want to organize it like that, like that's not necessary, but just in case you want to organize it like that, I personally like keeping it the way it is, so I don't necessarily feel the need to do that. Now, I personally think that we may actually need, let's say, some of the larger weights for these particular styles. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to just make them bold, and maybe just go ahead and then create the bold styles for these as well. So I'm going to say this is going to be our extra small/bold. This is going to be our small/bold. This is going to be our body/bold, and this is going to be our large/bold. So I think we probably have most of our styles created. So this was in body. We can go ahead and actually just move this here. Instead of base, I think the body makes sense just so it's a bit more identifiable, but it can also be base, it doesn't matter. Whether you keep it base, body, it doesn't matter, but maybe the base is fine too because it's extra small, small, base, large, and then you basically have all of these. Now, I personally like to organize them from small to large. So I have organized them like this, but you can obviously organize them any way you want. So now that we basically have all of these created, I'm going to go ahead and delete this frame. And now you need to go ahead and open this Typography Style Guide plugin. And as soon as you run it, it's automatically going to go ahead and generate the typography styles for you. So I didn't have to do anything. It automatically went ahead and it basically started generating all of these styles for me. It even generated the text components. It's basically rendering all of these things here. And this is basically how you go ahead and create a typography style. So as an example, if I now want to go ahead and say that this regular size, I also want to add a bold variant for the heading 1. So I can say heading 1 and then bold. And now as you can see, we have regular and bold, and I can go ahead and I can generate my typography style guide again, and it's automatically just going to add it in. You don't have to do it again, and like you don't have to delete it or do anything. You can basically just add any styles you want, and you can go ahead and generate the plugin again, and it's going to do that automatically for you. So I also want to go ahead and generate the bold sizes for some of the other headings as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to say this is going to be heading 2 bold. This one is going to be our heading 3 bold. Heading 3 bold. This one is going to be our heading 4 bold. This one is going to be our heading 5 bold. And just in case I'm not explaining, I'm actually going to the text that's using that particular style. I'm detaching it. And once you've detached it, it doesn't have anything to do with that particular style. So now you can basically go ahead and create another style, which is obviously going to be very similar to the previous style. It's just a different weight. Now I can just go ahead and run this plugin again. And as you can see, we have 2 weights in heading 6, heading 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the same for some of the other styles. And again, as mentioned, you can rename them however you want, but that's basically how you go about changing them. Now, so that's going to be pretty much it for this video. Do subscribe to hit the bell icon. If there's anything unclear in this typography guide that I've created or the style guide that I've created, let me know, but it should be pretty straightforward. But if there's anything, do let me know in the comments. If you like this video, do like it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.